Hey guys, Becca Scoops. Becca Scoops is live. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, I'm going live. It was like a whim. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go live. Let's just talk about all this stuff that's going on in the Gypverse. Thank you guys for being here with me. So glad you guys could join me just for a little impromptu video. I am so sorry Pumpkins is not here. He's not here. No, I decided to go live and Pumpkins had to go take care of some business, some family business. Good family business. Our grandson's birthday tomorrow. He's helping out over there tonight. So, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So, yes, I know you guys will miss Pumpkins. I told them they're going to miss you. Thanks so much, Lanky, for the live 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, you guys. Um, okay. So I'm going to try to do my best. You know, I'm pretty new at doing all this live streaming stuff. And thank you, beautiful stranger, member for 1 month. Thank you. I'm glad you caught me live too. I really appreciate it. Okay. There's a few things that have happened in the last 24 hours that are really um oh, thank you, Maria. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I'm going to try to do the best I can with you guys sending me little messages and doing the live. So, if I don't get to you right away, I'm going to come back and try to address all of the super chats and stuff like that. I'm learning how to do that, so bear with me, please. Okay, so within the last 24 hours, there's been a few things that have happened. Oh, Popcorn and Smut, thank you so much. I love you guys too. Um, the first thing is that you may or may not know that Into the Weeds, you know how we all helped raise money to get that FOIA request, and there's going to be a delay. There's going to be a delay. Probably those of you that are really hardcore in the Gypsy verse already know this, but I thought that it would be important that we go over it. Okay. So I'm gonna add here's the letter that Amber shared with the whole community. And let's just go over it. It says, Dear Amber, while researching your request and preparing records for release, and you know, the quality is not so good. So let me try to put my glasses on here. We have become aware that Nicholas Godejohn is actively trying to appeal the decision of the post conviction release trial and has filed to vacate his convictions and order a new trial in federal court. He has until July 15th to file supporting documents. In light of these new circumstances, it is our position that there is at least a reasonable concern that disclosure of potentially evidentiary items could jeopardize those criminal matters. It is also possible that even merely repeating what has already been disclosed could have an impact. And then they go on to say, for reasons of that, blah, 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 they cannot give Amber her request at this time. So the question is, what does that mean? Right? What does that mean? Well, it means exactly what it says, that he's a filing for post conviction relief. He's trying to get his conviction. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to get his conviction vacated. What that means is he's trying to get it thrown out. Basically, his conviction thrown out, and then he gets a new trial. What are the chances? I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Um, in a case like this, it's usually it has to be some kind of new evidence. So hopefully they'll have some kind of new evidence. But it's just another effort that he's trying to do. And I don't really want to talk unless somebody has exact questions about it. Feel free to ask. I don't have any more information than just what is in this letter. So we can speculate, blah, blah, blah on that. But I think this is probably just the next step for him, unless there's something that we don't know. And that's also a possibility. I'm hoping it's stuff that I don't know, because if it's stuff I don't know, that's good. And that's bad for Gypsy. You see what I'm saying? That's bad for Gypsy. It's bad for her, because if he can get his conviction vacated, guess what? We're having a new trial, folks. We're having a new trial. And so I don't want to get anyone's hopes up in thinking that's what's going to happen, because I, again, have no idea if that's going to happen or not. I don't have any other information again than what is just in this letter. Okay. So yes, we hope and we pray. We hope and we pray, don't we? That there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we may not know about, right? And so I just wanted to pass that information on, because I know many of you were looking forward to getting all of that FOIAs and to really, really, seeing exactly the stuff that we may not know about the case. Now, you also may know that over on TikTok, yesterday, there were 2 creators. I don't know them personally. One is named Jessica and one is named Myra. They, it seems like they got some FOIAs that I've never heard about. The information, well, let me take that back. Some of the information I did know from my source, but then a lot of the information I didn't know. So I thought that it would be good if we went over some of the highlights that I thought were the highlights. I threw this together really quick, so I don't have a lot of stuff. But I thought that we could go over a few things that I think are important to talk about. Okay. So I hope you guys are okay with that, because I think it's interesting. So I'm going to take that off and let's go to the first clip. And by the way, after we start going through these clips, if somebody wants to come up, I've got the link there in the description box. You guys are welcome to come up if you guys want to ask questions or just talk about anything. So please feel free to come on up if you guys want to. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is this Social Security claim. I'm just going to go ahead and play the clip, and here we go.
Administration. The benefits application was completed.
Back it up. Sorry, back it up.
On June 16, 2015, I was assigned to follow-up lead to contact the Springfield, Missouri Social Security Administration office in reference to information related to the unaliving investigation of Dee.
Just to tell you, this is her reading off the FOIA. She's reading off the FOIA, is what I understand.
The following is a summation of my phone conversations with the investigator from the Social Security office. And
she's talking about that this is from the Social Security office. What the investigator, so this would be the detective, calling the Social Security office to find out what he can find out about the case.
It's not intended as transcript or exact text of phone calls. On July 7, 2015, I spoke with Mrs. Carrington from the Springfield Social Security Administration office. During our conversation, she stated that the family were receiving disability benefits from Social Security Administration. The benefits application was completed by Dee. At the time of Dee's unaliving, the benefits were still active for both Dee and her daughter.
Did you hear that? The benefits were still active for both Dee and her daughter.
GRB. The last benefits used by the family was their food stamp benefits. They were last used on June 9, 2015. Medical disability benefits were being provided by Mercy Health Clinic in Stratford, Missouri. There have been no recorded benefits used or attempted since the unaliving of Dee. Mrs. Carrington stated that the Social Security Administration may be interested in pursuing a joint disability fraud investigation and asked that we provide any bank records received from Dee's bank, First American Bank, in order to do so. Mrs. Carrington stated, uh, okay, to do so, Carrington stated she would be able to provide more detailed information after opening a joint investigation and seeing bank records for the family. As of September 24, 2015, the bank records from First American Bank in Louisiana had not been received. I made a phone contact with Ms. Carrington to let her know about the delay in getting the bank records. During the conversation, she stated the Social Security Administration would not be pursuing a case due to Dee being unalived. When asked about the fraud investigation due to GRB's involvement, she stated they would not pursue a fraud case against GRB due to GRB not being the individual who signed up for the benefits.
All right, I want to make a point here. I'm going to bring. Oh, hello, Starlight. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pumpkins isn't here, but you're here.
Oh, pumpkins.
I know. I know. I know. So, what do you think?
I don't know. Where are we? I just heard about the benefits.
Okay, so a lot of people are making a big deal about this, saying that, you know, the benefits, they weren't. See, there was not a fraud investigation. No, that doesn't mean there wasn't a fraud investigation. It means that Social Security wasn't going to press charges. Social Security, that's different than the police department. Social Security is different. They're saying because Dee Dee is the one that initiated the benefits and that she was dead, they weren't going to press, they couldn't press charges on Gypsy. My thought is, it said that there was benefits for both of them, and at this point, Gypsy's an adult. So how is she getting disability?
Well, they were also putting the wrong dates on the information,
Right.
you know, so. But
Right.
still, I think even with the wrong date, she would have at least been 18.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking too. So what did they have? Was Gypsy getting disability? Like a disabled adult?
That's a good question.
Right? That's my question, you know,
Before,
because yeah.
I was just going to say, before we get too much into that, I had
Yeah.
like a question about the FOIA stuff or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard in another live that they were saying that Into the Weeds is being refunded. Is that true, or like what's up? What happens for here? You know, do you know?
Let me see what she said. I don't know. Is she here? Amber, is Amber in the chat? Does anyone know? I don't know. I told her about this. I know 1980 was in the chat. She might know.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I also
Yeah, go ahead. Go
saw
ahead.
Myra and them were live, and
Yeah.
MPG was in the comments.
Who was?
NPG,
Oh, okay.
like the people behind the account, whoever
Yeah.
that may be.
Yeah.
And they were saying like they were mentioning police corruption, and I think they're saying that because of letting David and the 2 other people in the house,
Oh,
which is
no, don't start.
yeah. Which could explain why they're trying to get it thrown out if they're like, "Look, y'all botched this by letting these people in there," or whatever. I
What
don't
do you
know.
mean botched it by letting the people in there?
I truly don't know. This is me
Oh, okay.
guessing from just little things
Police
I see here
corruption.
and there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe it
no.
was scene contamination. Maybe it wasn't you
Maybe.
know what? I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
quiet.
No, no,
We'll be
no, no,
quiet.
no. I mean that those are all could be points, you know what I mean? But I think when we look at the whole thing, unless you're gonna buy that Nicholas and Dee Dee didn't do the crime, I'm Dee Dee, Gypsy didn't do the crime, then what are we doing? Are we gonna say they didn't do it?
You know, I don't
Do
know.
you see where I'm going with that?
Right, I see.
Yeah, it's like,
And I could be wrong, so nobody please
no,
take what I'm saying.
no, but
Yeah, I
it's
don't want it,
you
but I
know,
don't want anyone in the chat or whatever
yeah.
taking what I say as fact,
Yeah,
okay?
it's a good point. I mean, it was one of those when it's too bad Pumpkins is in here. Pumpkin says it was like that was a gray area. I said, if you were there on the call, what would you have done? He said he would have gone in.
Right.
But see, that's one of those weird things when you're out in the field as a police officer that you have to make a call, you know.
Especially in like such a small town like that. They probably weren't expecting there to be a dead body in there. you know, and they're
Of
probably just like,
course
yeah,
not.
go in
Of
and
course not.
just
Would
see
you?
if they're home, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I think that was really weird was those Facebook posts, obviously, that Gypsy made that would maybe heighten you to think, well, what's going on, right? But I
Mhm.
don't. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, Mitch just said he would have gone in. To him, I go, if you were there, would you have gone in? He's like, yeah, I would have. I would have gone in. You know, um,
Yeah,
it,
I think
it,
that would
it
have been better than sending civilians in through a
right. Well, the thing was,
window.
did he have probable cause? That, when an officer's in the field, they don't want to get in trouble for doing something like
I
against
think the
someone's rights.
officer, it was just kind of like, you know, I'm not looking. If you go in through that
Well,
window, you know,
exactly what
I don't.
she said. Yeah, in that interview, right? She's like, well, if you guys want to go in, well, it wasn't her call. There was a sergeant on the scene at that point, and it was
Right.
his call. And he's like, well, I can't stop you,
I'm
kind of a
not
thing.
challenging Becca. Sorry. Somebody in the comments just said,
What?
why
No,
are you,
no, we're having a
we're,
discussion.
yeah,
Yeah, we're having a discussion.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Sorry.
fine. No, we're good. We're good. So yeah, that is interesting though. The whole thing is interesting. I know that, it's exciting for everybody to think, well, maybe, David Blanchard did it with the candlestick and the blah, blah,
Right. Yeah. And the
but
raincoat
and the
outside.
raincoats and but, okay, stop it. Look at Case. So funny. All right. So, oh, we
Silly.
got a couple people back here. Oh, hey, Macy
Hi.
and Alexandra.
Hello.
Did you guys have questions or want to say something?
I
Okay, go, Marcy.
okay, so I have a question about how exactly the parole will actually work. Because I had seen a video where the prison princess lady had replied to a comment someone was asking about how it worked, and she was like, well, her parole officer just sent a text to her saying that she was off parole. And
Oh, how does she get off parole? Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
because
Is
I
that what you're
didn't know,
asking?
like, she gets a text or phone call or
Probably. Yeah, I don't
just
know. I don't. That's like a corrections officer's thing. So I don't. Mitch was a police officer, and my son's like a deputy sheriff. They don't handle parole, so I don't know how that works at all. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how that works.
oh no, you're fine.
Alexandra? No, that's good. Alexandra, did you
Hi.
have
No,
something?
I just wanted to say in regarding to the refund, it's in the letter they inform into the weeds that they refunded $100 for.
Okay.
So this is in the letter. So maybe this is the reason for the gossip.
Thank
And the
you.
second,
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay. That
Great,
makes
great.
sense.
Okay, so they had put the down payment, which is $100, and we know that we had fundraised, you know what I mean?
Over 1,000.
A lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after July 15th, I don't know what's going to happen. So, we'll see what happens, at that point. Okay,
and
I'm
can
going to
someone?
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I don't get, it was said that Nick used all his options. So I'm not sure. Do you really think there's anything that he can file?
Well, obviously there is something that he can file because the sheriff's department is saying that he is filing these things. And so the sheriff's department would not say that if that was not true. So yes, he's filing something. I also believe I was trying to find out exactly where all of his appeals was. I was trying to do research. It's very confusing to me, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later. I have a clip about that might clear that up a little bit. But I wanted to get into the rest of these clips about the FOIA from the TikTok, if that's okay with you guys. Is that all right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
never
Okay.
heard that. So yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's see what the next one is. Oh, this is about a secret email that Gypsy, I guess, and Rod had. And Gypsy selling stuff online. Have you heard this, Starlight, about her selling stuff?
No.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
some kind of contact and a way of getting in touch with each
Hold on, I gotta
other,
back
as
it
this
up a little
email
bit.
address will come get you, which indicates that they did have some kind of contact and a way of getting in touch with each other, as this email address was supposedly private. There was another part in the FOIA where it appears that Gypsy was selling some medical supplies, some of her mum's diabetes test strips, and her own feeding tubes.
What?
Where? Like on Facebook? Like
On
what?
eBay. On eBay. Hold on.
On
Hold on.
eBay?
Via eBay. This
I
eBay
saw
account was linked to her Snow Gypsy Yahoo account again. There was some interviews with the family, and these were
And then she just goes on to talk about the interviews with the family. But
Yeah.
I'm like, what is
But this is in the
happening?
FOIA?
What else was she selling?
Yes.
Whose
Yes.
prescription pad was that, if there was one? Christy.
Oh, and
Oh,
guy, and she pretends that she was.
You never know.
I know.
This is mind blowing.
Yes.
She was pretending. Oh, I didn't know my age. I didn't know I could walk. I didn't know this. And she
I
was
didn't
like
know
a
how to do
master.
anything. Right. I don't know anything. But oh, by the way, I'm selling stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't know how to use internet computer. I didn't know how to ask for help. Oh
I
my
know.
god.
It's just
No,
crazy.
but she could message Mia about
Yeah, about the Dan, right?
Dan, yeah.
Right.
And then she could send dirty pictures to her dad.
Well, Christy says that's not what happened.
What Christy says is like,
I
So
know.
that whole prescription pad thing to me just sounds off anyways. You know, number one, it wasn't in evidence. It was never in
Exactly.
evidence. So where did you know what? That
That
to
would
me
be
sounds
a key piece of evidence, right?
big time. Oh God, are you kidding me?
That would seal the
Yes.
Munchausen deal almost, you know?
All you know what? Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I wanted to go over this other part, and you know,
can I say something?
Yes, please do.
No, because I'm learning this now, and I mean, I've heard what Christy said about this pad, but if there is any prescription pad, if it was, I would say it was Gypsy who stole it. If it
That's
existed,
what I'm
okay,
saying too, yeah.
not Dee Dee,
Yeah.
not Dee Dee. And the more I thought that no one could surprise me with that case anymore. I was wrong.
I you got to pick and choose with Fancy. She comes up with some crazy theories. Like
Right.
she's the one who started the whole naked pictures to Rod thing. But shit, what was my point of that? Oh, she was
About the
showing, because
prescription pad,
she's
yeah.
got a notebook that was Dee Dee's, and it says DGIP Medical, and there's records of their pharmacy transactions, and they went to the same pharmacy all the time. So if somebody was writing fake prescriptions on the prescription pad, where was she taking them?
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just the whole story stinks, because that would be a key piece of evidence. That would be you would want, but if you're trying to make up the fake Munchausen story, then that's a great little tidbit, isn't it? To throw out there to the internet. Hey, we found a prescription pad. Oh, really? Really? Did you? Yeah, I find that hard to believe. I
Yeah.
never really believed that. I never saw any evidence of it. It wasn't in the evidence. I know it's not in the evidence. So, yeah, that's just that
But
whole
she
thing.
was selling medical equipment on eBay. Like
eBay.
what?
But what else was she selling? See, I
Somebody-
never believed all that crap about her. I
know, right? Me either.
I didn't.
I didn't either.
I heard someone say that on, I saw something on TikTok or maybe YouTube about it, but I saw someone in the comments was like, I guarantee she didn't sell her toothbrush.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, can you guys give me just like 2 minutes? I want
Yeah,
to get
you're
something
fine,
else. All right,
Becca.
I'll be
Sure.
back in 1 second. 2 minutes.
Okay. Let's see.
Wow. So this FOIA is like, it's from her case, right? It's separate from Nick.
Yes, I
It sound-
believe so.
It sounds like
What
that.
what it sounded like to me was a lot of interviews. There was even an interview with Laura May, which was Dee Dee's stepmother, like after Dee Dee and Gypsy were just missing. They were reported missing. That conversation was in there. Some of the neighbors' conversations were in there.
This
What
case goes stranger and stranger. I
know, yeah.
It's like I could try to find a reason why DA gave her a deal, and it was like, okay, he didn't check anything, but having that information, okay, so I really don't know why he gave her a deal. Just the only explanation is corruption. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah, corruption
Could be.
corruption and or being snowed by the whole Munchausen by proxy
Yeah.
thing. Believing
Oh, that
it.
fake documentary, right?
Yeah, the fake, all of it. These
Yeah.
are some notes. I had the clips, but it's a lot to put all the clips out, but these are notes that I got from about the FOIA. So I thought
Okay.
we'd just go through a couple of them that, so Dee Dee told them a male subject started to call GRB saying he wanted to go with him and that he would call her his princess. That made Dee Dee change her phone number. And so I don't know. These are just different notes.
Hold
they didn't
on.
know how they met, but his wife said they thought they met over the internet. Gypsy and this other man that was
That's
calling
where
her
I
princess.
heard them talking about that. So is this Stan?
I don't know exactly. I don't know. It's just interesting that that's in the FOIA.
Dan had wife at that time. I thought he was estranged with his wife, or
I don't know.
Another man.
Yeah.
Dee Dee had her medication stolen. We know Gypsy was taking that, and she
Yeah.
filed a police. That was Gypsy.
Yeah.
She had issues with her ex-husband. They'd heard that Dee Dee said her ex-husband had murdered her other daughter. Did you hear that, Starlight?
I did hear that. What was that? Like what?
Well, you know what? This is what I was gonna say. Let me just tell you guys
It's
this.
hearsay. I think things get twisted when
I do think things get twisted, but I also think that Dee Dee embellished a lot of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And I do. I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. And so, we can't look the other way if we want the whole truth of everything. Why that goes to actually in favor for Dee Dee, that she does all these type of embellishments, to me, is that it proves that she wasn't really doing the Munchausen more than she was doing the scamming.
Exactly.
We're going to get to her criminal history in a minute, but it just, yeah. All right. So let's see what else. Dee Dee was on pain medication, anxiety medication. Here's another one. They left the house to go to Gypsy's cancer treatment. No. The Dee Dee
the Uncle Ray, this Ray
Yeah.
and Rachel Miller, I
it's interesting, right?
I want to know who they are.
Who are they? Yeah, who are they? Right? They're the ones that were if something happened to Dee Dee, they would raise Gypsy, right?
Yeah. Fancy showed that today, the actual paperwork.
Yeah. The Dee Dee had gone to the cinema with a date. She had a date, or she said she did, but he turned out to be a predator. Oh, okay.
This is why I think things get twisted. I think unless Dee Dee was covering up for Gypsy, I think this is when her and Nick met.
That's what I think too. When I first read it, I'm going, well, wait a minute. Are we talking about the Nick cinema thing? Or
it has to be, in my opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah, I do
too.
too.
And she was saying that Nick creeped her out and all that.
Creeped her out, right. Then the trash was put out the Wednesday night. This is the night of, or the night of the murder.
Can I have a question, please?
Yeah.
Because I'm lost now. Nick said that Dee Dee liked him. He lied?
Well, there's two things. Nick, in the way Nick saw it, Nick believed that Dee Dee liked him. This is what I think. This is what Nick says, right? That Nick says, oh, she was nice. She wasn't mean to me. She was nice. That's what he says. But Then Gypsy says, no, my mom said he was a predator. Why is he at the movies, on a kid's movie or, a Disney movie alone? Why that whole story, So, so then they talk about these witnesses that saw Gypsy put the trash out. Last seen Wednesday, saw Gypsy put the trash out again. This friend that had an extra key to Dee Dee's house. Gypsy's father, Rod, was abusive to Dee Dee when they were together. These are all, we don't know if this is true. These are just things that are being related through the FOIA, through the investigation. These are things that they heard, that these people said they heard Dee Dee say. Okay. Here's this other thing that Rod tried to collect her life insurance after Katrina, thinking they were deceased.
Wow.
I don't know.
She's
I don't
probably
know.
just embellishing.
Why would he be the next of kin to get their life insurance? Well, maybe Gypsy's if Gypsy was dead, but not Dee Dee's. Dee Dee said she had been robbed, her nest egg. Dee Dee said she only told one neighbor about it. Then they call this priest, Father Lewis at St. Agnes Catholic Church in Springfield. He said this. I thought this was interesting that they actually attended mass there every week. And I didn't know that. I was really kind of like, wow, okay. Because I thought Dee Dee was exploring her religions or whatever. But I guess she was faithfully going to mass, that they'd help pay. Yeah, go ahead.
She had also been baptized not long before.
Gypsy too, right? Many times.
Yeah, but you only get baptized in the Catholic Church once, and that's when you're an infant usually.
But it's on the wall.
Okay.
There's a thing on the wall about in the house.
Yeah, I think maybe they were going to other churches besides just the Catholic Church.
So Gypsy needs to be bathed.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go look for that.
They like to be baptized.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. Fetish.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
Gypsy
whatever.
says she craves holy water. So,
but here's what I also think about this. Don't think bad of me. Because the next thing here it says is that they help pay the church, help pay utility bills.
Yeah.
If you go to more churches, you're going to get more help, right? I mean, maybe
I just think there would have been other churches that would have came forward besides just this one.
That's true.
And plus, if you, I mean, I don't know, but I would think if you are going to church every Sunday, you're a faithful person showing up, and you have your disabled daughter, and you're going through all this stuff, they're probably more inclined to help you out more since you're there all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, they don't, where they'll help. Like our local church, they have like a, where they help homeless people and stuff. But if you're a parishioner and you're going there, yeah, they're going to for sure help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have to jump down, Becca, but I'll be in the comments.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. So, sorry guys, where was I at? Oh, they got complimentary
church and bills.
Yeah, they're paying bills. Then they got complimentary tickets on several occasions. Harry Potter. Wow. Dee Dee said that Gypsy was, I think this is Gypsy was battling a second bout of cancer. Then they have the post office footage. So this is the post office footage of Gypsy and Nick. Gypsy and Nick when they're going to mail the knife, right? So they have that live feed only. The employee remembered helping them. They had no return address. And she said, look, I need a return address. And they gave Gypsy's actual real address, which was kind of interesting that they would do that. Then the sister, the nun at the Catholic Church, gave a gift basket. Dee Dee was very grateful, said their house had been robbed twice, that money and medication was stolen. We know that was Gypsy stealing it. Did Dee Dee know it was Gypsy stealing it? What do you guys think? Did Dee Dee think? It's interesting because
I'm not sure about that because
I
Yeah,
think Dee Dee covered for Gypsy a lot, just like when Gypsy had, tried to unalive her with the BB gun.
Yeah.
And
I think Dee Dee figured out a lot.
Yeah, they had to go to the hospital when Dee Dee covered for her. She's not gonna.
Yeah, Dee Dee had to cover for her then, but I'm wondering if she. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, and she made up the excuse saying they had gotten robbed at Walmart or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just
So
confused.
St. Agnes, the church paid their bills twice for them. Dee Dee told them that she suffers from PTSD. Again, another mention of going to Kansas City for Gypsy's cancer treatment. And then we're going to get into Dee Dee's criminal history. So, well, actually, I do have one other clip. Let's do that one for you. This is about not sure. This is about Hurricane Katrina. I got to back it up. Hold on.
Well, on June
the sheriff's
this party looks into whether they were victims of Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
So the police were trying to figure out if they were actually victims of Hurricane Katrina.
On June 24th, 2015, I made phone contact with Ben, an attorney with the St. Tammany Parish Office of Emergency Management. I asked Ben for information related to the Blanchards being victims of Hurricane Katrina. Ben told me the town of Slidell, an area in St. Tammany Parish where the Blanchards resided, was indeed impacted by the hurricane. Ben told me the OEM did not keep records of the hurricane and that the parishes managed their own evacuations. He took my information and advised he would have an officer with Slidell, Louisiana Police Department contact me with further information. So it goes on to say, a short time later, I received a call from Sergeant Simon with Slidell Police Department. I provided Sergeant Simon with the apartment address, Apartment G, Slidell, Louisiana, that the Blanchards were reported to have resided at. Sergeant Simon told me he was familiar with the apartments and that they were located in an evacuated area of St. Tammany Parish. He stated the Blanchards were most likely evacuated and transported out of the area. However, there were no records kept of the hurricane victims.
So it confirms that they were actually victims, that area was evacuated. So that wasn't a lie, that they were a part of Hurricane Katrina. And, we know what happened from there, that they get sent to, they weren't at the Superdome, but they were at another location, and then they get life flighted out of there, and that's how they end up in Missouri.
He said they were evacuated out to several emergency shelters and later bused to different states. He told me he checked his department records management system and said they held 2 entries from December 2004 and June of 2005. In 2004, Dee Dee reported her vehicle being damaged twice.
Now here we're going to get into some police reports, Dee Dee contacting the law enforcement people.
Damage included a broken lock and mirror. In 2005, Claudinia reported her wallet being left at Walmart and her money being taken from the wallet before it was recovered. On July 14th, I made phone contact with Detective Baron Cortopossi with the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Officer in Louisiana. He confirmed a prior address of the Blanchards were reported to have lived within his parish, although he was not familiar with the Blanchard family, and told me there did not appear to be a lot of contact with residents. He sent me a copy of the contact involvement his agency records management system showed for Dee Dee. From 1999 to 2002, his system only showed several warrants for bad checks and failure to appear.
So from Louisiana, that's for Dee Dee, failure to appear and several bad checks that she had passed. That is what was on her record.
So I learned Claudinia had recorded contact with law enforcement in our area 9 times between the years of 2009.
So she had contacted law enforcement 9 times.
And 2015. The incidents are listed below by year, agency, and Dee Dee's involvement. So there's stealing, GCSO, victim, theft of keys, key fob. Check well-being, GCSO, suspect, medical doctor reported the disabilities claimed by mother and daughter was fraudulent.
So it looks like she may have tried to do a fraudulent medical report.
So those were both in 2009. 2010, domestic assault. A domestic assault report against a Quentin Graham.
Now, this is interesting. Who the hell is Quentin Graham?
Oh, yeah. I never heard that name.
Me neither. Who is Quentin Graham, and why is he why is there a domestic violence report against him? I guess that was kind of shocking to me. Okay.
It was
so-
which
yeah,
year
go
it
ahead.
was? Sorry, which year it was?
Let me
To-
see. 2010. Hold on, I got that in a I have it written down, so after this I'll go to that.
A domestic assault report against a Quentin Graham. Those were both in 2009.
2009.
2010, domestic assault.
2010. 2010. So they're in Missouri. Oh shoot. Screwed that up.
Keys, key fob. Check well-being. GCSO suspects medical doctor reported the disabilities claimed by mother and daughter was fraudulent. So those were both in 2009. 2010, domestic assault. A domestic assault report against a Quentin Graham. 2012, stealing, charged theft of items from Hobby Lobby.
Uh-oh, there's the Hobby Lobby. There's the Hobby Lobby, Gypsy. Oh, Gypsy, the Hobby Lobby. You're not supposed to go to Hobby Lobby anymore, Gypsy. Remember, you've been banned for life.
Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. 2012, found property. Pieces of discarded mail located by individual. 2013, stealing from vehicle. Victim license plate stolen from vehicle. Same year, so I'm guessing it's the same thing. Property damage, vehicle damage by what? Property damage, vehicle damage by mail in Walmart parking lot. (2015) motor vehicle crash, driver struck by second vehicle. 2015 burglary, victim report of several medications
So several
and cash taken from inside residence.
So 2015, a car crash. That's interesting. I didn't know about that either. And then she goes on to talk about the theft of the medication and money. So I think that's it for this.
Neither of the law enforcement agencies are contacted outside of Greene County, Missouri, had reports from individuals claiming the Blanchards were involved in fraud. The only report in
That's interesting. Let me back that up. That somebody was reporting them for fraud.
Medications and cash taken from inside residence. Neither of the law enforcement agencies are contacted outside of Greene County, Missouri, had reports from individuals claiming the Blanchards were involved in fraud. The only report in Greene County related to possible disability fraud was from the medical doctor in 2009 and was unfounded at this time. So then the next one is the residential timelines for the Blanchards. So
that's that for that. So wow, that's interesting. That's that somebody did report them for fraud. That didn't go anywhere. I know that the officers that were investigating it, this is what happened. After they found, this is what I was told. After they found Dee Dee deceased, the first thing they do, and the first thing they did, one of the first things they do, the detectives, is they run her record. They run Dee Dee's record to see who is she, you know? And so they found, you know, that she had these petty crimes in Louisiana, the bad checks, and then these possible reports of fraud. And that's why when Gypsy's attorney came up with this Munchausen by proxy defense, that the detectives on the case were like, bullshit. They're like, no, this was not a Munchausen. This woman has a history of doing scams and grifting. So
Yeah.
that's why the
Monetary.
cops were, yeah, go ahead.
Monetary value, because in Munchausen by proxy, there's nothing like that. It's only to feel better because people like pity you and help you because of that. There's no
Right.
monetary value. Yeah.
Right. And so when they finally settled on this Munchausen by proxy defense, the detectives were up in arms going, no, look, we've done this investigation. You know, immediately they got her record. And I'm not trying to, dog Dee Dee out by saying this. I'm just giving you all the facts here of how they do the investigation. And they're like, look, she's got this history of petty crimes. This is her MO. This is her modus operandi, is what they call it. Her MO. This is what she does. So when they came up with this Munchausen thing, they're like, no, Dee Dee was all about getting money for her and Gypsy. This is what she was all about. Not trying to make someone ill. She wasn't into that. And there's no evidence of that. So, I think the more these and that's why I'm so disappointed that these FOIAs, not disappointed, I'm glad that Nick's getting another try at whatever he's doing. So I'm happy about that, but I wanted to see more, because the more that comes out, and hopefully whoever Nick has, working on his case, has got all of this information to prove that, what they were claiming 10 years ago about her defense was bullshit. It's always been bullshit, So I'm sorry I get very upset about this, but it's
like
just,
we all. Don't worry, we all feel
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah. So anyways, I wanted to go over this other thing, unless anyone has any. You guys are welcome. Anybody else want to come up on panel? If you want to ask any questions about this, because I'm gonna move on to something else here. So if you want,
I just want to this Quinton Graham. It was 2009 or 10. 2010, and they
2010.
already moved.
Yes.
Okay.
They were already
Because
here in Missouri.
I think we need to do some digging.
Yeah. Who is that guy? Yeah, definitely. Okay. As you guys know, tomorrow is the big day.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow is the big day, right?
Oh my
Gypsy,
gosh, I can't
I
believe
know. And I just wanted to remind everybody what she was saying a couple months ago about her big day.
Parole is on that one.
Let's
But
back
best
it up.
to stand up for myself if somebody wants to talk shit to me. I'm 32 freaking years old. I have a right to stand up for myself if somebody wants to talk shit to me. Now being as I am on parole right now, I can't do that. People got me by the short and curlies on that one. But best believe I won't always be on parole. 32 freaking.
Yep, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, right? That's tomorrow.
I feel
And-
like
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like when she has her big old party and everything, she gonna get drunk. Is she gonna spill some stuff?
I don't know. She's talking about she was on live today, and yeah, she's very oriented about talking about consuming alcohol. I don't know. She sounds like she's a 15-year-old teenager about to go out on their first bender, with mom and dad won't know we're drinking beer. It's just odd for a 33-year-old woman, She's like, I don't know what kind of a drunk I'm going to be. What do you guys think? What kind of a drunk am I going to be? And I'm like, oh my God, seriously?
An ugly one.
Oh God. That's the one that spills the beans, we hope,
But
Do you really believe she didn't drink when she was on parole?
I'm with you on
to
that
me,
one.
she was like completely drunk when she was threatening Ryan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's in control. Her whole demeanor. I'm gonna be in control, or whatever she was saying in her weird accent.
Well, she's copying people because she thinks it's, I don't know, she's relatable, whatever. But her mouth, she was talking like a person who drank too much.
Yep. I wanted to bring this up. Oh, hold on here. I just wanted to I'm trying to learn how to do this, but I wanted to just give some shout outs to some people that were in the chat. Homicidal Hamster became a new member. Thank you so much. Steph became a new member. Lanky Tor, member for 2 months. Thank you. Angel Baby, love you. Angel Baby is one of our biggest supporters. Thank you so much. Gifted 1 membership. Thank you. Crystal Pistol, been a member for 1 month. Popcorn and Smut, new member. Lanky Tour, of course, again with the 1999. Thank you so much. Beautiful Stranger, member for 1 month. Glad I caught you live. I'm glad you did too. Maria, hi Becca, thank you. And God bless, thank you. Trouble Puss, member for 2 months. It's my 2nd month anniversary. Yay, thank you so much. Stacy C, happy birthday to your thank you so much. Yeah, so our grandson, another reason Mitch and I are really tied to this case is because our grandson Odin, he is autistic, very autistic. He's smart, but he's pretty much nonverbal, and he's 7 years old, and he's in special ed, and his birthday is he's going to SeaWorld tomorrow. He's in his autism, he's very obsessed with sea animals. And so luckily we live near the San Diego SeaWorld, and so that's where we'll be going. So Mitch is over at the house helping them get stuff ready tonight, and I'm here with you guys. So that's another reason why we're really tied to the case, and our heart goes out to Nick, because we know, with our Odin, our baby, just can't imagine. Alexandra, thank you. You became a new member, and thank you for being up on panel with me. Dots, member for 2 months. You're welcome. I went live. Harlequin PDX, member for 2 months. Thank you, Becca and Mitch. Thank you. Dee became a new member. Corrine, member for 2 months. Love me some Becca Scoops. I love you back, Corrine. Main Chick Carrie, thank you for all you do. Love you. Thank you. Susan Wallace became a new member. And Maria Hogan gifted 1999. Hey, Becca, I was excited to see you in the Impromptu live. Thank you. Hopefully we'll be doing this more often this summer. That's one thing we're going to be trying to do, is do this more often. Melissa Hogan, not Gypsy selling her dirty bathwater. Kidding, but wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, no kidding, right? Crystal, so happy to be a part of Becca's team. Thank you, Crystal. It's just me. Hello, Becca. Scoops, justice for Nick, Godejohn, and Dee Dee, and Gorgeous George, member for 2 months. All right, let's get back, and I'll keep reading some of those off as we go on. I wanted to get to this topic here, this girl. You guys know about this, right? Obviously.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys know about,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
So mad.
Yeah. And I found something that was really interesting about Gypsy that was for several months ago, that I think she, Gypsy always forgets what she says when she says things. And of course, this whole situation here needs its own video by me, okay? Because this whole thing with this poor girl is the reason why I fight so hard to cancel Gypsy off of social media. This is
I'm with you.
This is right. This is the nightmare, is that this 16-year-old girls are, our youth are looking at Gypsy and relating to her in ways they don't need to be relating to her with, saying, Gypsy, I understand why you did it. So I found this clip. Let's just watch this. Listen to this.
Prison reform?
Casey Anthony has a new Substack where she's charging people to give.
The guy's saying Casey Anthony has a new Substack where she's charging people.
Casey Anthony has a new Substack where she's charging people to give them legal advice. Even though she's not a lawyer.
To give legal advice.
Do you think that's a good thing? What do you think about that?
Are you still...
Wait a minute, Gypsy. Wait a minute. So it's not a good idea for Casey Anthony to give legal advice, right? But you're giving psychological advice. You're giving all kinds of advice that you have no right to give to a 16-year-old girl. But God forbid Casey Anthony get on, the internet and give some legal advice that she, even though she's working in the legal community, she's not a lawyer,
And she was not charged.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, she's not a convicted felon, although we all have strong feelings about Casey Anthony, right?
Yeah,
But
and I wish that the public knew about what Gypsy did, because the public would put her away. That's what we all have enough of her. I have to tell this. We all have enough, and I understand many people who say, "Oh, stop talking about her because she will go away." No, she will not. She wants, she wants to do whatever she wants, and until the public, say loudly, "We don't want you here," she will not go away.
no,
That's the problem.
that's the problem. And when you talk about um this thing with this girl here,
Yeah.
this is just, to me. So what did Gypsy do? She said, "Always here for you. You are so strong." And then after that, and then not only that, but then she reposts the girl's thing in her. So this girl's having this moment of, I understand why you did it, Gypsy. So obviously things are not going good for this girl. She's crying. There's some kind of trauma going on. She's a 16-year-old. I know when I was 16-year-old, my feelings for my parents vacillated from hate to love, depending on what week it was, as a teenage girl. And so Gypsy then reposts it and puts her on blast to her 9 million followers. And then Gypsy's using it like, "See, she understands why I did it. Don't you guys see? See, I'm okay." And then it's here, "Always here for you. You are so strong." And then after Gypsy posted that, she had to weigh in again and say this: "I don't condone criminal actions, but it's important to understand that victims of abuse often experience intense thoughts because they no longer see their abuser as a parent, sibling, or loved one. They see them as someone who caused them deep harm." Where is she getting this from? From her vast.
BS. Sorry, Becca. BS.
No, go ahead.
Because if you are a true victim, you don't think about killing. I'm sorry. All you want is to be away from abuser. I'm sorry, but I'm saying that from my personal experience and from what I saw. Unless you are a psychopath, sociopath, then yeah, but a normal person, all you want is to be away from the abuser. You don't think, you don't plan, organize, and execute a murder. I'm sorry.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Becca, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, we hear you.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Oh,
girl.
I'm so excited to be up here. Anyway,
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I have to stick my 2 cents in here. I'm sorry if you have a hard time understanding me. I have
No,
a
I hear
very
you.
deep New York accent. Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
Okay, so.
I love your accent.
Thank you. I love yours too. It's so cute. Anyway, what I feel is if Gypsy keeps on doing this nonsense and talking to young people, what I fear is that later on you're going to find sadly, another unalived person,
Yes.
unalived parent, because she's not a counselor. She should have reported that. She should have went to authorities. She should have. This is not going to turn out well for her. I mean,
No.
not for anybody. I mean, at the end of the day, she's a mess. And the other thing is, she's never going to go away.
That's what.
She's into the shock system there. She wants to shock everybody so she stays relevant, or
Right. Today she was getting primping. I have never seen anyone stare at themselves so much in the mirror as Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Hours on end in lives.
She's
Constantly.
absolutely in love with herself, and
She
that's
really
another thing.
is.
Oh
Good
my
for
God.
her. She loves herself. You know what I mean?
She-
Wow.
She's very much in love with herself and her toothbrush, from what I understand. She's very much in love with both of these things.
I have never seen anyone stare at themselves so much in a mirror. What the hell?
God. And
Get out of the bathroom, Gypsy. Jesus.
She's always
Well,
she's got
she put a new she put a new personality this week, right? New hair,
my
new
God.
personality. Yeah,
She's
so
got
she was
new-
admiring that.
I can't. She's
That
got new hair again with the hair.
her hair's gonna fall out. Seriously, that's what's gonna happen. Her hair's gonna fall out of her head.
So she's there on
That's
her
okay.
live.
She will shave whatever left and then put a wig. That's
Well,
okay.
yes, she loves the wigs. We know
Oh,
that,
she loves
right?
wigs.
You know,
Yeah,
she
she
said
really loves them.
that her mother forced her to shave her head off, and so she'd
I
wear these
Right.
leave
wigs.
it in that
But she
shit.
cuts her hair all the way off anyway, and puts the wigs on anyway. She's so full of shit. It's so apparent. It's so
She's
this
on
girl literally got away with murder. Literally.
literally did get away with it. You're right. You're
Literally.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
she's on this live and she's primping and I should have gotten a clip of it. It's so funny, and it's boring as hell. All she is all it is her touching her hair, putting on blush, blah, 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 blah. And then she's got her sycophants, I think they only like made the live. So only people that, were like, I don't know, following her. Somehow they screened it so there was no bad comments coming in, and so
she
it's
does
all
that
this
all the
love
time.
fest and her sycophants. And these sycophants are these older women, I guess, that because they sound older, they sound like my age, and they're like, "Oh, Gypsy, you look so good. You look great, Gypsy."
Like they had 6 packs of cigarettes.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, oh my God.
But this is the
What
thing.
is
She
I don't
doesn't look.
understand it. I don't understand
I
any of
don't
it.
either.
I don't
I don't
understand
either.
how people. I don't even understand. I don't understand how I don't understand how any of these people listen to this. Did they not hear the FOIAs? Did they not? Did they not
I
go
don't
digging deep into the case? They just. If she says, "Look, the sky is falling," they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, the sky is falling. Look at that."
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
she's leading the cult.
Oh, I was
It's
just like,
crazy.
I'm like going, oh my gosh, you guys, I do it for you. I watch it for you because I know you guys want
Well,
me to
Becca,
react to it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
so
And I'm
sorry,
like going,
Becca.
Jesus, I need a raise, man. This is really hard. This is difficult stuff, Because one woman, just see, I like you with whatever color hair you got, Gypsy. It's great. And I'm like, who is that? Is that, first off, is that a man or a woman? And how many cigarettes were they smoking? Stop smoking. Stop smoking.
It's
Not
terrible.
good for
Yeah, you
you.
can't even understand them. Their voice is so raspy. It's like, I don't understand what that. I'm like, what is that? Oh my
I
God!
don't
Hey, Becca, I'm
What's that
gonna
lady's
get off.
name? What's that lady's
What?
name?
I'm gonna get off of here. I got a busy
Okay,
day
Macy.
tomorrow.
All right. Thank
Good
you for
night,
coming up. I
Macy.
appreciate you,
for
Good
girl.
night,
having me.
sweetheart.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
What's that old lady's name? The old lady.
Oh, Nicole just said it. Nicole, you can come up if you want. It's Sheena. Yeah, with the cigarettes, right?
Yeah. What's her name?
No.
Oh God.
Oh, she also
that
smokes,
one.
Sheena? I thought that Dreamer was
I don't
smoking.
know. I think it's Dreamer too. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
Dreamer,
all of
definitely.
them.
She smoked cigars. That one, Maran. Oh my
Dreamer
God.
I don't know.
eats
I don't know.
cigarettes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Dream, I think, smokes cigars. I think she eats them.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, here's what she was telling to this girl, and when someone is living in fear or pain, those thoughts are a reflection of trauma, not malice, as long as they don't act on them instead of seeking help from authorities or take appropriate steps to safely remove blah 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 blah. Gypsy, no. Starlight's back. Yes. You rang?
Starlight.
I'm just
You rang?
here. Can I just be here?
Oh, do you want to just be backstage? You want me to take you off?
No,
or-
no. But did you see though the update
Tell me.
that somebody called the cops on this girl?
No.
Sorry,
Oh.
No.
This 16-year-old?
Yeah, one of her recent posts. I think Case also made a community post about it, but she posted 2 days ago saying somebody had called, basically like a welfare check on her. Probably well deserved.
Probably well deserved. Well, I'm thinking that was
Absolutely.
the best thing that could happen, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel
Yeah.
better knowing that they've checked up on her.
Yeah.
I feel so
Nicole,
bad for that
in the
baby.
description box, there's a link. I'll put it in chat. Hold on. Go ahead, you guys.
I feel so bad for that baby. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a sin. I mean, that poor baby, that poor baby was doomed before she was even born. Terrible. Because this kid's going to have a heck of a life. I mean, she's going to go to school, kids
Or
are
not.
cruel and, the parents and I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think Gypsy will homeschool her. I mean, not Gypsy. Gypsy
Gypsy can't
cannot.
spell her name. She
No, no,
I know.
no.
Come on.
I know, but she cannot afford to put her daughter into the public school. Her daughter
Yeah,
will
no.
be bullied no matter
Absolutely.
what, because
Just
she
for the
already
record, I
did.
was talking about this girl. Nobody called the cops on Aurora.
Yeah, no, we
No,
don't call
To
the
be
cops
clear.
on Laura.
we're
No,
talking about
no,
16-year-old
Yeah.
girl that
Yeah.
Gypsy tried to help because she thinks she's also a counselor.
Help.
She should have called
Hello, Nicole.
authorities.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi, yeah, I agree
Hi.
with Starlight on this one. I mean, she absolutely, Gypsy was not equipped to handle this.
No, no
You know,
way.
No.
somebody, I would be, I would say, thinking of you or something, and then I would forward it to somebody.
Well, exactly. Even as a psych nurse, I guess my reaction would have been, number one, no,
and no reposting.
no. Well, I would have tried to find out who she is,
Right.
behind the scenes. I wouldn't engage with her. I would try to find out who she is. And if I was engaging with her, it would be behind the scenes. Do you know what I mean? There
Yeah.
would be no blowing her up and sharing
Exactly.
her. That
Exactly.
That is weird. That is dangerous too.
it was exploitive. It was exploitive, is what it
Yes.
was.
Yes,
Yes.
exploitive. Perfect. Yep.
And they
Yeah.
try again. They're you're right. But Sheen, oh my God, Sheen is just embarrassing around Gypsy.
Are you talking about the cigarettes?
No, that's Jeanette. There's Jeanette.
Can I say something since y'all brought those goons up?
They're gonna make mean videos about me now. Dreamer
No,
did
Becca,
today,
listen.
so.
Have you not heard?
Bree?
Last night,
Goodness.
Bree was crashing out because
Oh yeah.
of what you said about contacting that person. She's real mad that they canceled her interview.
What happened? She thinks it was me. It
She
was
heard you say it on cases.
She believes in this. Mm-hmm.
She does. Oh no.
Yeah. And she said she would be making videos about you every day now.
Yeah, she was
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
had one foot out the door. I was down.
Oh,
Not
Lord.
anymore, Becca. Not anymore.
Oh, my
How dare you take this away from me? This was my time to speak my truth.
That was my time to tan. My time to tan.
My time to tan.
It was Bree's time to tan.
Yep, and she had to sit the fuck down.
It was her big break. She was gonna make it. Finally, she comes out of the shadows of Gypsy, and now it's Bree's show. Damn it,
You know
Becca!
what
Why
else
did
she
you
said,
stop
Becca?
it?
She was like, Becca, I only mentioned you a couple times in that interview, and it wasn't even that long. So
Oh,
she was talking about you in this interview,
no,
apparently.
you weren't talking about me in the interview. Okay, well there we
Bastard.
go. There we go.
So you
Yeah.
did get out of your mouth. It's like if they want to talk about Gypsy, but they got to talk about everybody else. Their whole thing was too is people are talking to Tony who's 19, and they just went on and on about that. It's like, but Gypsy's
And called Key a predator.
and called Key a predator. Meanwhile, what's
What?
Gypsy doing?
Called Key a predator? Why? Champagne
Because
Key
of,
woman?
you know, Tony,
Yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
over there who goes, no, you know,
Yeah.
he's 19, he's in college. Hello, Injustice for All was on her panel all the time. But
Right.
anyway, like I don't know, she just
And Emma
likes
was- they were
Tony.
talking
They
to Emma, like-
vibe, you know what I mean? Like they're,
It's all just
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how they can call anybody a predator when, I mean, look at Gypsy and Ken, what they just did. What's that app, whatever that is?
no.
What's that app? Those kids?
Oma TV.
Oh,
Oma TV.
Yeah, there you go.
No, Bree did a whole video debunking that. I haven't seen
Oh
one
my
video
God.
online
Bree-
about that hand signal. It's like we've all seen that online.
Bree doesn't even know how to change her own underwear. You can't listen to anything Bree says because she's nuts. I don't understand this. I just don't. Sometimes I listen to these people and my eyes start twitching. I have to I'm like, oh no. Because I can't comprehend. Literally, I'm like, what is this? What's going on?
I know. Well, Sheena does the glazing. I mean, it's so embarrassing with Gypsy today. Like, well, I always love what your hair looks like, but this.
I know.
And my favorite thing was that Gypsy they're such good friends, right? Gypsy
Right.
still doesn't know that Sheena has liver disease and can't drink. It's been like 3 times where she's like, well, what do you drink? Well, what are
I
you
know,
gonna
and Gypsy
well, you
kept
drink now? And it's like, Gypsy,
Gypsy
she
keeps
said
pushing
she's
the drinking on Sheena, and
I
Sheena's like, I
know.
don't know, you're not gonna go do whatever. And I'm like,
She
what
was
is
like,
she
well,
talking about?
I'm just gonna watch. No, she's the condescending voice. I'm just gonna watch over to you to make sure you don't do anything crazy because I can't drink and my father is in the KKK.
What?
What?
Sheena literally admitted
Oh,
that
no.
her grandfather was a what? Oh, her father was a Klan.
Wait a minute, they're flexing. That's her flex. My
Was a Klan-
grandfather was KKK.
Yeah, was a
Oh,
Klan
my
member,
God.
and her grandfather sold
Great-grandfather.
slaves.
Own slaves. Her
What?
great-grandfather.
Yeah.
And
How
that's a
old is
flex?
she?
So darn
She
Is she
said
100
this.
years old?
So
Can
that
I
makes
show you
Her
guys?
grandfather owned slaves. That was in 1860.
Oh, my
I would love
God.
to show everybody. I can
How
always
old
wait.
is she?
Yeah, I was just going to say, how could her grandfather have owned
couldn't.
slaves? How's
He
that?
couldn't.
like, all right.
Oh,
Shane.
my God. But that's a
Everybody,
flex?
sorry,
That's-
everybody needs to see the racist AI that they made a key.
no,
it
it's
is
not
so
racist.
bad.
They did?
It's absolutely racist. I'll pull it up and
No,
you can bring it up in a
it's
minute.
All right. Yeah, bring it up. But we gotta hash this out right
Yeah,
now. Let's
yeah,
just
do
right
that.
now. Right now.
Oh, my
Listen, it's like if
Right
a
now.
person of color thinks something that was made about them is racist, it's racist, okay?
Oh,
You white
you don't have to
people-
be a person of color to see this.
Well,
Racist.
right, but here's the thing: it's like white people don't get to decide what's racist and what's not.
Right, exactly.
Hello, Red.
Go
Hey,
ahead,
Red
Becca.
Valentine, how are you?
Hey guys,
Oh,
you
hey,
guys
Ray.
hear me?
Hey.
Oh. Are you
I
having
hope you guys can hear me.
Oh no. Where's Morbid?
I know.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's my Android. I'll drop.
All right. All right. See if you can come back any other way. I'd love to have you on panel.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Uh,
All right.
Android
Yeah,
sucks.
it does. Yeah. All right. So yeah. No. See, owning slaves stopped here around the Civil War time.
right.
Color me crazy, but your grandfather couldn't own slaves. So unless
You
you're like
wanna-
120 years old yourself, but
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
You want me to show it real quick or wait?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. You can pull it up in the back.
Yeah. Is that it? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oops. Hold on. I gotta get that other one down. Where am I doing here?
Just put remove.
Yeah. There. Oh my God! You're kidding.
No, it's just a
Wow.
strawberry field.
That I don't see one
Neither do
strawberry.
I.
Sorry, not a one strawberry. Let me
Wow.
hold on. I zoomed
That
in.
is so racist.
No, it's not. It's just the outfit that came up when they tried to make her a clown. You guys,
That is so.
That's
I'm sorry.
terrible.
it is.
Who did this? Who? I mean, that whole
Bree.
group. I guess. Bree. Mm.
Key says Bree made it.
I
I
have
think
no
it's either
doubt.
Aubrey or Bree, regardless.
She said Bree made it, and she's very adamant about it. Like she's mad because people are trying to say no, so and so made it. She said no, Bree made it.
Okay,
Wow.
but I believe her.
Wow.
I mean, that is that. Why would you put her in a field?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why?
Wow.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
pretty racist
Yeah,
if you ask me.
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I totally love laughing about them, but the truth is about this group of women over there, they go way too far. They just go way too far, and yeah,
oh my
I
God!
just-
I'm even afraid. I'm
I'm
getting
gonna
to the
take it
point where it's
down.
like,
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
afraid. I'm not even.
I'll
It's not
take it down.
that I'm afraid of them, but I can't take it anymore. It's
No, I
just-
know, Nicole. You've been the brunt of a lot of stuff.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't like you. They don't like
don't.
me. They don't like any of us.
No, they don't like any. I mean, really, they don't like any of us. But I think because I put myself out there and I actually post my.
You're
real-
successful, Nicole. That's the problem.
What? I'm sorry.
You are successful. So,
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, no,
you're beautiful.
no,
so
no, I'm
this is a
not.
problem.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm old. I'm ugly.
Yeah.
No.
I don't agree.
I don't either. I
Well,
don't
that's
agree.
what they. You know what? Let them think that I don't care. It's just I gotta. Yeah,
I
me
mean,
and
can
Rogie got really creepy with Gypsy. It was like, your hair looks so
Oh, I know. I
good.
heard that. I was like,
Ugh.
oh my
Long. It's like,
God.
are
Oh my
you?
God. I was just like, he was like, Gypsy, I don't know. Any hair color is good for me. You're looking good, Gypsy. Is that new
Why
hair,
do people
Gypsy?
lie to her? Why do people lie to
I
her?
don't know.
They
I
blatantly
don't
She
lie
wants
to
to
this
say
girl's
know. I don't
face.
know.
I just don't understand. And you want to know something? I got to be honest here. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of gross. But when she does that thing with her lips, with her
Oh yeah.
tongue,
Yeah. The tongue thrust.
the only
Yeah.
thing I can, every time she does it, I'm like, good Lord, her mouth must stink. That's
Yeah.
it's terrible because this is what goes through my head. I can't, like, I just can't, like I said, my eyes start twitching and I'm like, ugh. I just
Yeah.
don't
Tina
understand. I can't. I don't. They just lie to her over and over and over
Tina
and over,
in
giving her
the
what she wants
chat.
to hear.
Who's in the chat?
I'm just saying, Tina in the chat said, I wonder how Mia's boyfriend would feel with them all being racist assholes. I
Oh, I was
agree.
gonna
Oh,
say
I
that.
know.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I was
And
gonna say
here's
that.
the thing, like, these aren't just like, oh, they're Gypsy supporters. No, these are her mods. Okay, these are
Yeah.
the people on her panel with her
Yeah. These
today.
that's the whole thing is that and I'd like to, if you want to, Starlight, we should sometime this summer like do a live because I have a lot of evidence gathered about them,
Okay,
and I
whenever
just
you
think it
want.
would be good because I think a lot of people don't realize how bad it is, like
I've
with
been saying
stuff
I'm
with
going to do a
Nicole.
Bree
Yeah.
history lesson.
Yes, I'm all before I was like, leave them alone and then they'll leave me alone. I don't think that's going to work. You know,
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't think it's
That's
going to
not
work.
gonna work. They're
No,
just gonna
I don't.
keep attacking for nothing.
And now
Right.
that they think
Until they lose
Morbid,
the cult leader.
now that they think Morbid's gone, it's like we're
Mhm.
all free for
Yep.
them to come after now.
Yeah,
And
but we
that's
got a
Yep.
not
secret. We
saying.
have a secret. His name's Pumpkin. Okay. And
That's right.
Pumpkin's
We're
not
the
going to
ones.
put up with that.
We're
Pumpkin's
the
not
ones
going to
who
put
need
up with
one.
that.
I
That's
can
We're the
drag
right.
ones.
your ass all by myself, Bree. Trust
There
and
you
believe.
go.
I've done it
There
for
you go.
years on here, okay?
I think they're
Yeah.
more afraid of Becca because Becca hits them with facts.
Well, that's
And
it.
I
That's precisely.
and Becca hits them hard. And the thing is that she doesn't do it in a mean way.
Oh,
She just speaks what she knows, and she brings it out politely, but they can't stand the facts and they don't want the truth and they don't want everybody to know the truth, and they know Becca knows what she's talking about. So at the
yeah.
end of the day, they're going to continuously you know attack
Yeah.
Becca for no
I
good
never,
reason.
yeah, it's just this whole thing, this whole culture is weird. I never
It is weird.
imagined. I never imagined it, when I
I
got
know
into
it's
doing
weird at
videos.
our
Yeah.
age. It's
Yeah.
like I've never experienced this before. It's just
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
It's bizarre.
strange.
And it's hard because you think just ignore it. And to
Right.
some degree, I'm sure you do ignore
I
it,
do. Yeah.
but sometimes they really hit a chord.
There's
Yeah.
only so much until you just feel like you're pushed to address something.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've heard I had no idea that Bree would crash out over me saying that about that podcast woman because
Oh, she did, Becca. Big time. I was cracking up. It was great.
I don't know how I always get her like to crash out. I don't know why.
It doesn't take much. Remember, in my
I told you
history,
why, Becca. I told you why.
I know, but this was just about her podcast moment. I didn't
yeah,
make the woman not put her on the podcast. I
Bree
don't know why.
started doxing me, if you remember, Becca, when we were doing a stream, and it was to review Bree debunking you.
That's
And that's
right.
all it took for her to start doxing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's vicious. It's just vicious.
Yeah. It's
Anyways.
I don't even know. I'm sorry, but I don't even know. I'm a little older, so I'm like closer to Becca's age. And when I was growing up in the '80s, when I was a teenager and running for, we literally had to like go to somebody's house to get in touch with somebody.
Right.
There was no phones, like cell phones and text messages and things like that.
Keep
So
people up. No.
right.
all
Right.
this technology is new to me.
Yeah.
And up until just recently, I found out what doxing was. I had no idea what it was. I'm
Right.
like, what the hell does doxing mean? What is
Right.
this? And I still, in the chat, I'm a little crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. I type all kinds of, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I
Yeah.
try though, I'm trying to keep up, but I don't understand how is it so easy for somebody to go on to get somebody's screen name. I mean, nobody uses.
Well,
Well, my
Rogi
name is
said
Crystal, but my last name ain't out there. And,
Oh, they'll find
Rogi
Yeah.
out.
said today that he found someone by somehow finding their Pinterest,
Oh
and
yeah.
then from there he went to their Facebook
Oh
and
my
got all
God.
their
oh, I was
information.
just gonna say, oh my, isn't that like
Oh my
stalking?
God.
Isn't that like doesn't it fall under stalking or something?
But I'm just telling anybody out there, if I could give y'all any tips, please lock your Facebooks down, make them
Yeah.
private where
Yeah, mine is
only
private.
your family or something can see
Right.
what you post. Just
Because they
lock
go to
it
my
down.
Well,
Instagram and
I have 2 pages of my own. They're public pages. One has 10,000 followers. One has 12,000 followers. I'm not going to say what it is, so
yeah,
don't ask me because
don't do that. Yeah.
I just I don't usually talk about it, but when I go on live, I only cook. That's what I do. I cook. I'm Italian, so I cook.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh
yeah, and
yeah.
it's fun. But I have to say, I've never heard of these things doxing and on Facebook. I never heard of this. It never happened to me. None of this stuff that goes on YouTube and TikTok has happened, or at least I know of on Facebook. To
No, it
me,
hasn't happened to me anywhere. Yeah.
I don't know what all this stuff is, and I just don't. And like I said, I'm a little older, so maybe I'm a little behind in times. But when I listen to these people talk and I listen to the things that come out of their mouth, I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this for real? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
got
really
Jennifer 68, Jeanette's 65. I mean,
Oh my
they're
wow,
God. See,
kids
I
over
didn't know they were
there.
that old.
Yeah.
Wow.
wow.
Katrina, I'm surprised she's only 68.
60. Yeah. Did she have a
Just
Well,
birthday?
Becca, that's older than we are, Becca.
Yeah, it's older than
yeah,
me. Yeah.
That's older than
Yeah.
me. I mean,
um,
Well,
that's a lot older than me. So thank God. But you
yeah.
see, how could somebody that age act so immature? See, I just don't understand that.
it's crazy.
I,
I know.
I
Yeah.
just I just don't
Yeah.
understand
It's
that.
really immature. It gets
Oh,
really.
And then and then again, like you said, they're racist. My daughter is half Mexican. I'd have to
yeah.
jump through all kinds of. I would have to jump through all kinds of channels, through the internet, through the interwebs, whatever I had to do to get her if she ever did anything against my kid.
Yeah.
Like this
Well,
is why I couldn't deal with that. I
yeah.
would not be able to handle it.
My sons are Mexican. I mean, this
Yeah.
whole thing. Mitch is Japanese, obviously. We're
Well, you see.
Renelle Smith. I love you, Renelle. Thank you so much. I love Renelle.
Oh,
Love
I
your
like Renell.
channel.
Hi, Renell.
Well, I
Hey,
wanted
Becca
to,
Scoops and beautiful ladies on panel. Thank you, Hello Starlight, for clarifying that Bree
yeah.
did dox you. Thank
I was
you.
typing
Thank you,
that
Renelle.
out in the chat, but she doxed me several times and then threatened to dox my ex-husband. She never went
Wow.
through with doxing my ex-husband, but she did spread his picture all over the place
Mhm.
publicly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I just think you have to be a very unhappy person. Like I don't
Mhm.
I don't want to go after people. Do you know what
No,
I
I
mean? I don't,
know.
Yeah.
right? I don't want to dig into your
No,
past
that's
to quote
terrible.
unquote expose you, to
Right.
humiliate you, to make
Mm-hmm.
you look bad. You
Right.
know, that
Well,
those type of people, and that's why I mean I laugh about them because I'd rather laugh than cry about them, right? But they're the ones that are hate bonding, like Nicole, you were saying on
Yeah.
Case's show last night. That right? I mean,
They call
they're the
us
true
hate
hate
bonders.
bonders.
Whoa. Yeah. That's all they
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah.
I
I
think
don't.
Jeanette was at one point said, "Oh, could you imagine if they didn't have us to talk to?"
Voice.
The voice.
And I'm like, what about you guys? And Jeanette, she's always like, I marched back in the day so you ladies would have your freedom.
Oh my God! No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Twice. And it's like, Jeanette, the first person to ever mention me was you, and you talked about my looks. No, I never
Yeah.
did. Then we proved it. Remember that? Starlight, we proved it. She was like, Oh, I was just talking how you people talk. That was an
What was it? I'm so sorry. What
Remember
was
when
it?
Jeanette we talked about my looks and we proved that she denied it, and then when we played it for her, she was like, I was just talking about how you guys talk. So for this woman,
Sheena straight up denied today talking shit on Key, and then someone came out with the clip, and it's just like, what is wrong with your memory? Like, what?
how
It's the
about
cigarettes. It's the
Yeah,
cigarettes.
I ate a pack of Marlboro Reds.
Marlboro Reds.
Mama
For
Red.
breakfast.
I
That was
proved
my
to
breakfast,
Dreamer,
lunch, and dinner.
I don't know
A
if you were
good
there.
old cowboy cigarette.
I brought receipts and proved that Dreamer used the R word, and she denied she have the full thing, and she's like, and we're like, and I kept playing it, and she was like, and she kept saying, well, and then finally we were like, will you just admit you said it? She goes, I did it.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
God.
Well, like Gypsy, right? So this is what they have all in common.
This is right.
They lie, even
These are
if you show the receipt, they lie. This is what
Yes.
Gypsy is doing all the time. So here we go. We have what
Yeah.
is, they all have in common.
That was when I heard Becca. Remember, Becca, you jumped on her live or whatever it was that you jumped in. You were in your car.
Oh, my car. Yeah. You mean
Okay,
talking to
and you
Bree
said-
that
so
one
nice.
time?
And
Yeah.
you said to her, but Bree, you brought up and she was adamant. I did not.
She turned it. She did what the victimhood people do is that they turn
yes.
it around and
Him
like
up again last night,
Yes.
by the way.
And
What
then
happened?
All
I
that
was just,
back up.
What?
She
Say again.
did it again last night. Yeah.
About what? About my kids?
Yes.
oh my
And your
God.
fake sperm one as well.
Oh, the frozen
no.
sperm? She's
Yeah.
a frozen sperm. Stop. What
Oh,
is wrong with
no.
this girl? Oh
I
my
told my
God.
oldest son the other day. It was really
She
sad.
thinks you're
because
hiding it from your children.
They're adults.
Oh my
I told my
goodness.
oldest son, look, my oldest son is 41 years old, okay?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
I told him the whole thing, and he's like, I texted to him, he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I can't make it up. I go, Stevie, I cannot make it up. I'm telling you the truth here. I mean, he was even laughing over it. He goes, oh my God.
Yeah, but I mean, she was really, the thing that got me was that she was so serious. Like, she was like, I did not. Oh, you're just making me out to be the bad guy. Becca,
Yeah.
you always do this. And I'm like, what the hell? You did say this. Everybody heard you say this.
Yeah, I'm
Can
not
I also
using your
tell you,
kids. I'm not
Becca?
using your
Yeah,
kids. And
I'm
I'm
not
like,
using-
yeah,
Becca.
you are, huh?
And you're like,
She
but
said-
Bree. And she refused. I couldn't believe what I was in. My ears were burning. I was twitching. I was like,
She
What
said
happened?
the first name of the other lady, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She said her first name. I just thought that was
Why?
fucked
Is
up.
she going after her now? Is she going to go try to
I guess
go
she
get
thinks
her?
it's gonna hurt you. I don't know.
It doesn't hurt me. You
Right.
know
'Cause
what?
she
That
just
whole
need-
thing,
like leave. She's always like, leave people alone that aren't involved in this. Yet here you are doing it.
exactly.
I mean, think how crazy this is. Because I have a little YouTube channel. I make my little videos about Gypsy. She is like digging into crap in
Private
my
life.
life that
Yeah.
happened 30 years ago.
Yeah.
How crazy.
That
And
is
this goes
crazy.
beyond Marlboro Red cigarettes. This is like
Right.
some other kind of drugs, right? Because I don't understand it.
Delusion or mental illness, maybe.
It's to distract. Also, it's they're doing this. They're gypsy cultists, and they need.
Yes, it is a cult.
Well, it's not just that.
Yes.
It's like as soon as you
100%.
swipe them, as soon as you are on their bad side and they
Yeah.
decide to target you, they were mad at Becca because of the whole fucking interview, email, whatever. So the first thing they go to is attacking your personal
Personal life.
business.
Yeah.
Personal
Yeah.
business that
Yeah.
has it's nobody else's business.
Yeah. It's funny because there's nothing I'm not afraid because there's nothing else out there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, no. Once they put I
once
know.
they put all your
I know.
crap out, the worst
Yeah.
pictures they can find of you on the
Yeah.
internet, right? The very worst picture
Yeah.
that you've ever taken in your life, they've got that. Okay,
Yeah.
check.
with
They've
the
got that picture. Okay,
mugshot thing that
okay.
they do to
All right,
me.
they put that out.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you can turn around and say, at least I never offed my mother.
Yeah. Well,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
the
It's
incidental.
it's
That's
kind of
why
a freeing feeling, you know. I told Mitch it's like freeing because there's
Mhm.
nothing else out there. They've got the worst picture of me. They've got all these clips that they want to like make me seem to be a horrible person. It's out there.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there isn't anything more. So go
Yep.
find that woman, knock yourself out. You're not gonna like what you find. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's
She
you
said
know,
she's gonna be your nightmare. That's yeah, she did.
Oh my
my
God.
nightmare.
Just
Mhm.
looking at her is a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
To your
Lord.
30 people, Bree, nobody
Yeah.
cares. Like
Yeah.
you're
Seriously.
preaching to the same 30 people every night. Nobody
Every
gives
night.
a fuck.
Yeah.
See, what I
Yeah.
don't get is Gypsy likes to call herself what is she? A public figure, right? Quote unquote.
Yeah.
She's a public figure, she calls herself. Well, you put yourself out there, you're a quote unquote public figure in the public eye. Well, then you leave yourself open to everything, criticisms, everything. You got to take the good with the bad. You made $3.5 million. Well, now you got to eat the shit that comes along with it. See,
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do that. You understand? They don't, and whatever Gypsy says to do, Bree does it.
And I'm wondering if Gypsy is like moving a little bit away from Bree, and that could be possibly why all of this crashing out. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
because she's
whole
sickly obsessed with her. Sickly
yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I
I'd
don't
be
know.
scared.
I don't know. Yeah. Well,
Well,
guys, it's
yes.
been almost 2 hours. No, not
Yeah.
quite an
Well,
hour and a
I'm gonna
half.
bounce out anyway,
All
guys.
right.
But thank you, Becca,
Thank
for
you so
having me.
much, Crystal.
Thanks,
You were so much fun.
everybody.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. I
It.
appreciate it too.
All
Thanks.
right.
I'll see you in the chat.
All right.
How do I shut
And
that? What am I done?
you guys got
I
anything
got
else
it.
you want to say
Oh,
before
I
we wrap
felt
this
bad
up?
you didn't get to finish your presentation.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Let me see. Maybe Thursday we can go live again and I can finish this. I have a whole bunch of stuff. It was just I wanted to go live really quick but I have a
Yeah.
whole bunch of clips that we need to go over. Okay.
Mhm.
And so if you guys are up to maybe Thursday, Mitch is working on the new video that we've got coming out. So
Yeah, I
It will
wanted
be about this time, Becca.
about
earlier.
it's
The
about
live-
partially about this stuff. So yeah. Is that what you're
no,
the
I'm
time?
sorry. I'm
Oh, the
asking about the
live.
time.
Yeah, this is about
time.
the time that I will be going live. Yeah, it's
All
a good
right,
time
okay.
for me. So
Okay,
yeah,
and
around
before
this time.
we jump off, I was just thinking because there's a lot of theories about why Christy went on that live, because last time when she did this, she wanted to cover the breakage right between Gypsy and Ken, so that these FOIAs were the reason why she did that, to distract from information that Gypsy was selling stuff and all of that.
Yeah, that's a great point. We don't know what Christy knew. Did Christy know that these new FOIAs were coming out, or is she just trying to, did they find out that there wasn't going to be another season of the show and now Christy is pivoting with Gypsy to try to build up her family channel and try to do all that? It's I don't know, but that's a great point. So yeah, I don't know.
And I have one more. If anyone knows how to get those FOIAs, that woman that was reading, I don't know, gave any link or something, or it's just.
Well, yeah, you got to kind of go through. I mean, Hello Starlight's definitely she's.
Do you got the new ones, Starlight, or no?
What do I have?
You have
the latest one.
Do you have the newer ones or yet?
The new what?
The ones that they were reading on TikTok yesterday.
No, from what I heard today, they're not.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them. I
hear they're not going to be sharing them
because I have everything that was available till before that, right? I have everything, but yeah, and I was hoping that Into the Weeds will get the rest. I mean, it was the Nick stuff. Anyway, but
Into the Weeds.
I just wondered
let me just say this. I have the clips of what they were reading. So we basically have it. I just don't have it in writing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the other part I want to go over in the next few days that I'll be doing a live that will just settle down and let's just go through these things because they are important.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, good. Everyone else, I just wanted to give a shout out to a few more people. A pirate, a pirate 907. Thank you for being here, member. Kathleen, Becca's my drink of choice. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Straight out of context. Thanks for the super sticker. I really appreciate it.
Becca, these lives are so great. I just
You're-
am so impressed with your numbers. I know they're just numbers, but it says a lot.
I know.
Oh, thank you. Fire
I
and
mean,
ice.
over
member.
1,000 people. That's huge.
Oh,
That's
okay.
huge.
Susie, Carrie Lynn, Kim Anderson, Terry Hearn, Accidental Genius, Popcorn and Smut again, Miss Moon Goddess, Too Much Mom. I am older than all of you. I am time itself. All right. I think we should end on that one, right?
Everybody hit that like button. I'll see you guys
Please
later.
hit the
Bye.
like
Thanks for having
button.
me up, Becca.
Yeah, please hit
Bye
the
bye.
like
I'll see you
button.
Thursday.
All right. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Becca. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.